Hi everybody, Professor Christina here, and today we're going to learn about testing and optimization. It's a way of using data to make your marketing better in a quick and efficient way. So I hope if you're not already doing testing and optimization, you feel inspired to get started with it right now. So what are testing and optimization? Testing is a method of gathering data by trying different versions of an ad, a page, or any other kind of marketing. You can test just about everything these days, from specific parts of a single web page to all of the different elements of an entire campaign. Now, optimization is the other side of testing. Optimization is when you make your marketing better based on data that you could have collected and often do via testing. You can have testing without optimization, but you can't have optimization without data. And most of the time, that data is collected through testing. So how does testing work? Well, first of all, there's a variety of different special tools. Google offers its own testing tools, as do popular CRMs like HubSpot, and there are popular standalone testing tools like Optimizely, although Optimizely also does have increasingly some CRM components. So regardless of how you want to do your testing, whether you want to use an analytics tool like Google, you have a CRM like HubSpot that has it built in, or you use a freestanding one, there are tools there at every price point. The most important thing, though, about getting started with testing after you have the right tools in place is to identify what you want to test. Common things that people test are button color. That used to be pretty much an obsession with marketers, is testing button color. The offer, for instance, whether you offer 50% off or buy one, get one free, and which one gets the most conversions. The design of an entire landing page or of an email. The text in a piece of marketing creative, whether it's an ad or an email, or specific images. All of these are on the table for testing, and all of these can easily be tested with modern testing tools. So how do you conduct a test? Well, it differs depending on the type of test you're going to conduct, but most commonly this is the process. First of all, you set up the test using the tools. Each tool is going to have its own way of doing it, but it's going to be pretty intuitive. Then you start the test and show randomized portions of your audience, different versions of the same piece of marketing. So for instance, let's say you are testing whether an image of a cat or a dog is more likely to result in clicks and conversions on a specific landing page. The testing tool is going to randomly show a selection of people who come to your website of the exact same page with a picture of a cat, and randomly show another group of people who come to your web page the exact same page, but this time with a picture of a dog. Everything else will be the same so that you can be confident that it's that picture that's creating the conversions. That's an A/B test. We'll talk a little bit more about more complex tests later, but they all show a random selection of people who see an ad or come to a website, the test version or the alternative version of the same piece of marketing creative. Now, this test is going to run until there are statistically significant results. In other words, results that can't just be attributed to random chance. Imagine, for instance, if the testing tool only showed the cat and the dog picture versions of the same web page to 4 people. 3 of them clicked on the cat, 1 of them clicked on the dog. That's really just the opinion of 4 people. Now imagine if it showed it to 5,000 people or 40,000 people. That would be a much stronger indicator that a large proportion of your website visitors prefer a cat to a dog. So it's going to actually use sophisticated modeling to determine how many people need to respond one way or another and how many people need to see the test and the alternative, or often called the control version of that piece of marketing creative before you can be sure that it's not just random chance, but a sufficient selection of the people coming to your website or looking at an ad have seen the creative to determine that this is actually a real measure of how people are responding and not just random chance. Once that's happened, then the tool is going to tell you which one is the winning version. Let's say 10,000 people came to your website, 70% of them actually clicked on the dog and not on the cat. And so with confidence, the tool is going to be able to tell you that that dog picture was the real winner. Then it's up to you to go ahead and use that real winner version of the creative. Some tools have it set up such that 25% of the audience is going to see one version, 25% of the audience is going to see the other version, and then once a winner has been declared, the remaining 50% of an audience is going to see the winning version so that you don't waste too much of your traffic or too much of your audience on the non-winning version. That obviously cannot be done so readily with a website. In fact, it tends not to be done with websites, but with email marketing or with a targeted ad, that's when you can do this kind of 25, 25, and then 50%. Sometimes it's 20%, 20%, and then 80% of people see the winning version of an ad or of an email. With a website, usually, obviously, the traffic is split 50-50, or sometimes you've got a standard version of your web page that has no test going on, and most people see that. It really depends on the tool and how you want it set up. But the important thing is to remember that you want to make sure that you don't run the test so long or with such a large proportion of your audience that if there's a version that's performing very poorly, that a large number of people see that poorly performing version. So we talked up until now mostly about what are called A/B tests. A/B tests are when you test two versions of the same thing. For instance, you show some people a picture of a dog, some people a picture of a cat. But what if you're wondering whether the real magic is not some combination of, let's say, a picture of a cat, the time of day, and a 50% offer? What if you want to test out multiple combinations? For instance, a picture of a cat and a 50% off offer, a picture of a cat and a buy one, get one free offer, and the same thing repeated for a dog. So basically 4 different combinations. You can run a series of A/B tests if it's a limited number of combinations, but as these combinations become more complex, you want to turn to what's called multivariate testing. Multivariate testing, just as that name implies, tests multiple different combinations of different kinds of elements of your marketing. So when you have a clear choice, for instance, you just want to see whether it's a dog picture or a cat picture that's the winning image, you can use an A/B test. It's a clear choice and you have a single answer. Which of these two pictures is going to be the most effective? When, on the other hand, you feel that the secret to a piece of marketing being successful is in some combination, let's say, of a larger button, but also a button that's orange, plus a 50% off coupon, plus a picture of, let's say, a person with an animal, if you want to see what these different combinations are and which combinations of image, text, button, offer, and other elements all combined together to create that winning landing page or ad or email, that's when you want to use multivariate testing. That's going to test different combinations of a multitude of different elements to see which one is the winner. Now, in the next video, we're going to talk about optimization because that's where all of this testing is leading. You don't just want to know whether people prefer pictures of cats or dogs. You don't just want to know whether people want to get 50% off or they want to buy one, get one free. You want to do something with that information. And that's the science of optimization. Optimization is when you use data to make a better version of that ad, that web page, email, social media, post, video, or any other element of marketing using the data that you've gathered from tests. Now, you can also use data from your analytics to make your optimization even more powerful. But typically speaking, when we talk about optimization, we talk about using the data from the tests that we've talked about today. So in the next video, we're going to talk about taking all of that testing data and making our marketing ever more powerful and ever stronger. There's a science and a project management side to optimization. It's not as simple as running a test, making a web page or an ad, using the winning version of the test, and then just calling it a day. Optimization is a continuous process and one that we're going to learn about in the next video. Until then, this is Professor Christina signing off. Happy marketing and happy marketing measurement.